Oh boy, buckle up, because we're about to dive into this AI bubble, and honestly, it's starting to look worse than the dot-com mess back in 1999. Wall Street's acting like AI has already changed everything, like the productivity gains and trillion-dollar savings are a done deal. They've priced all the potential as if it's guaranteed right here and now. It's like buying a lottery ticket and spending the jackpot before the draw. Here's where it gets wild. There's a brutal catch-22 baked in. Billions are pouring into AI infrastructure, chips, servers, and power plants. The entire investment is riding on one assumption that AI replaces workers, not assists, not helps, but fully replaces whole teams of people for savings. But if AI doesn't actually replace them and just becomes a glorified tool, then all that cash? Burned on something way too expensive to justify. So either white-collar jobs vanish and the economy collapses from lost wages, or the AI bubble bursts and we get wrecked anyway from wasted investment. It's lose-lose and no one seems ready to talk about the downside. Everyone's banking on a best-case scenario that's barely even started. Now let's talk about how smart AI really is, because sometimes it's laughable. People are wondering where the actual return on investment is for any of this. Google's pushing Gemini into search and might be killing their own business. Clicks are dropping, and websites are seeing traffic drop by around 30%. And those AI overviews? They're wrong all the time in ways that are hard to ignore. I searched salary info and it assumed I'd work nonstop every day of the year. It's like asking your overconfident friend who's always just a little wrong. My favorite moment was when a kid asked something about Minecraft, heard the AI answer, paused and said, "Yeah, but that's just AI stuff. I want the real one." The trust is cracking, and it's not just kids noticing it. It's the same story in workplace tools. The productivity revolution is stalling. I've used it in Excel. Sure, it gives suggestions, but they're nothing game-changing. It feels more like a small bonus than the transformation everyone promised. And then there's the cost. Using LLM still feels like hiring an intern who can't learn, except you're paying 20 grand a month and hoping it doesn't hallucinate again. Some companies already rolled back AI customer service bots. Turns out, a human with 6 months on the job still outperforms the AI chatbot. It's starting to feel like this whole thing is more of a sales pitch than a product. The dream is polished, but what we're getting today just doesn't deliver. Even the money side is upside down. These companies aren't turning a profit. Some are charging $200 a month and still bleeding cash everywhere. OpenAI, for example, reportedly spends more than it earns on every transaction. SoftBank pledged $40 billion, but only if OpenAI goes full profit by next year. And the twist: SoftBank doesn't even have that kind of cash lying around. Feels like everyone's bluffing, hoping someone else makes it all work first. It's textbook Silicon Valley logic. Burn money, dominate the space, win later. But what if later never comes and there's no profit at the end of the tunnel? This smells a lot like the dot-com bubble all over again. We saw massive hype, absurd valuations, and companies solving nothing. Remember Pets.com? That kind of energy is everywhere right now. We're betting big on companies that claim they'll own all intellectual work. Reminds me of SGI in the 90s. They ruled animation tech for a moment. Then regular computers caught up, and the whole thing collapsed overnight. Same question here. What happens when you can run multimodal AI on your phone? What happens to OpenAI's model when their edge becomes irrelevant? Then there's Nvidia, the golden child of the AI boom. They've got momentum now, but they're priced like gods with no room for error. Everyone talks about their moat, CUDA, but that moat is getting shallower. It's like when DirectX ruled gaming, right before OpenGL and Vulkan took over. History shows these proprietary tools always get replaced by cheaper options. CUDA isn't untouchable. It's just in the lead for now. And what about the ripple effects on the real economy? If AI does wipe out jobs, consumer spending drops off a cliff. No spending means no demand, and then the whole engine sputters. It's already starting in places like Wall Street, losing thousands of roles. Some say UBI could help, but I honestly don't think we're built for it. The culture here is too cutthroat, too individualistic to make it work smoothly. Printing money for it would lead to inflation. Taxing the rich for it, good luck with that. They'll fight it every step of the way. And then we've got the environmental costs no one wants to admit. The power consumption behind this boom is off the charts and growing fast. All these servers and data centers require enormous energy to run. And most of that energy is still dirty, cheap, and damaging in the long run. Feels like this whole thing is a playground for rich investors chasing the next thrill. They're pouring billions into a dream that hasn't proven it can sustain itself. Why? Honestly, it looks like ego mixed with FOMO. Rich people hyping each other into spending money on tech they don't understand. It's a bubble driven by storytelling, not substance. And that story is designed to lure investors, not serve the public. More and more companies exist just to look valuable, not to be useful. The product is secondary. The hype is the real commodity. It's a circus, plain and simple. And this time, the scale of the bubble, it's unlike anything we've seen before. Some people say this could make the 2008 crash look tame. It's like the Zeppelin hype, grand promises, one disaster, then silence forever. Will it reset the job market when it all bursts? I'm not convinced. Crashes don't fix things. They just clear the field and reward the last one standing. The internet survived the dot-com bust, but only a few giants came out ahead, and those who didn't make the cut, their jobs, their wages gone or slashed. AI is definitely useful, and it's not going away anytime soon. But this hype cycle is completely out of control, and something's got to give. And when it finally does, it's going to be biblical.